Do you think it's painful? I don't think so. I overheard my father telling my mother that she's lovely the other day. In the vibrant city of Ikeka, Nigeria, there lived two brothers, Segun and Bayo, whose bond was unshakable. Orphaned at a young age, they clung to one another for strength, forging a connection that surpassed mere brotherhood. Together, they built a thriving business trading auto parts in Lagos, navigating the chaotic markets with a sense of teamwork that inspired all who knew them. When the brothers married, their close relationship led them to an unconventional decision. They built a large family compound in Surulere, where both families could live side by side. The compound became a bustling center of activity, filled with laughter, shared meals, and the sound of children playing. Segun's wife, Adaora, and Bayo's wife, Toyin, became as inseparable as their husbands, cementing the unity of their families. Segun had two children, Kemi and Dayo, while Bayo had one son, Toby. The three cousins grew up like siblings, their days spent in carefree adventures within the compound. Their bond was so strong that it often blurred the lines of family ties. Of all the relationships, the one between Kemi and Toby stood out. Born just weeks apart, they were inseparable, like two halves of the same coin. Whether they were studying, playing games, or sharing their favorite books, they were always together. Kemi and Toby's connection was admired by everyone who saw them. Their playful banter, shared secrets, and unwavering support for each other painted a picture of pure friendship. When Toby struggled with his school assignments, Kemi was quick to help. In turn, Toby's knack for storytelling often lifted Kemi's spirits during tough times. As they grew into teenagers, their personalities began to evolve. Kemi blossomed into a confident young woman with an infectious laugh, while Toby grew taller and more reserved. Though their bond remained strong, the changes in their bodies and minds added an unspoken layer of complexity to their relationship. One evening, while Segun and Adaora were talking in their room, their muffled giggles caught Kemi's attention. Intrigued, she tiptoed toward their door and peeked through the slight opening. What she saw left her confused and curious. The sight of her parents in an intimate moment was unlike anything she had ever encountered. The next day, unable to shake the image from her mind, Kemi confided in Toby. "Do you know what adults do behind closed doors?" she asked hesitantly. Toby hesitated before replying. "I've seen things online, and once I accidentally walked in on my parents. It's adult stuff, Kemi. It's not for us." But Kemi's curiosity was unrelenting. She pressed Toby to show her what he had seen. Despite his initial resistance, her persistence wore him down. One day, when the adults were out, Toby finally gave in. He showed Kemi a video on his phone, warning her that it might be unsettling. As the video played, Kemi and Toby found it both strange and mesmerizing. The unfamiliarity of the images and sounds stirred something within them. Though they didn't fully understand what they were feeling, they couldn't stop watching. This new activity became their secret. They began sneaking into Toby's room whenever the adults were away, drawn by a mix of curiosity and a desire they couldn't quite name. Over time, their once innocent bond began to shift. The playful camaraderie that had defined their relationship gave way to an uncomfortable tension. Their behavior didn't go unnoticed. The cheerful laughter that used to echo through the compound faded into silence. The mothers, Adaora and Toyin, began to sense that something was amiss. "Have you noticed how quiet Kemi and Toby have been lately?" Adaora asked one evening. "They're always locked away in that room." "I've noticed," Toyin admitted. "But they're teenagers. Maybe they just need space." "Even so," Adaora replied, "I think we should keep an eye on them." One afternoon, when the house was unusually quiet, Adaora and Toyin decided to check on their children. They returned earlier than expected from the market and quietly approached Toby's room. What they saw through the slightly ajar door shocked them to their core. Kemi and Toby were on the verge of crossing a line that should never be crossed. "Stop!" Adaura's voice rang out, startling the teens. Kemi and Toby froze, shame and fear etched on their faces. "What is going on here?" Toyin demanded, her voice trembling. The teen couldn't meet their mother's eyes as they tried to explain. Slowly, the story of their curiosity and secret activities came to light. The mothers were heartbroken, but also realized their own culpability. They had underestimated the impact of their actions and of the curiosity it could spark in their children. That evening, the families gathered in the living room. Sagan and Baicho listened in stunned silence as their wives recounted what had happened. After a long discussion, they decided it was best for the families to separate their living arrangements. While the brothers would continue their business partnership, the families would move into separate homes to give their children the space to grow independently. Before the families parted ways, Adaora and Toyin sat Kemi and Toby down for a heartfelt conversation. "What you were doing was wrong," Adaora said gently, "but we're partly to blame for not being more mindful. From now on, we need to set better examples for you." Toyin added, "Your bond is special, and we don't want to see it destroyed, but there are boundaries that must never be crossed." The teens nodded, their eyes filled with regret and understanding. They knew they had much to learn, but they were determined to rebuild their friendship on a foundation of respect and integrity. Though the families no longer shared the same roof, their connections remained strong. Segun and Bayo's partnership thrived, and the families continued to support one another from a distance. For Kemi and Toby, the experience became a turning point, teaching them the value of boundaries, trust, and self-control. In time, the compound that had once been their shared home became a symbol of lessons learned and a bond that, despite its challenges, endured. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more amazing content. Your support means the world to us.